does not look like a very attractive day. More flags going around. I don't know. As I'm going by this, you can see that sign right there. Hopefully you can see that. An hour or two ago, it had blown over and it was actually in the street. So I actually pulled into the parking lot of my home and went and picked it up off the road. Obviously called, I did the right thing. I called the construction company and said, hey, just let you know. But obviously, I have not heard a thing. Nobody has called me back. Did I expect any different? Well, yeah, I guess I do expect different. I expect people to call me back. Is that different? No. I mean, I expect people to act responsibly. And people didn't. I mean, it was literally blocking traffic. People could get hurt. All because somebody didn't properly put their signs up appropriately. The other day it was talking to going into Starbucks because you go through their drive-thru, which they kind of prefer because of the COVID issues and everything. And say, here, you should go through, and I did. And what ended up happening was, I ordered my standard, and I'm very particular. I found a drink I like, and I've stuck with it for years. I like a caramel macchiato. And the thing is I like it as a venti. I mean, just the largest of what they have, because it seems to me to be the most cost effective. Okay, go back to my lane. Seems to be the most cost effective. I've also modified it by liking blonde espresso, because blonde espresso is a little bit more tame. It doesn't burn as much. It isn't as roasted as much. And I also like it with no foam, which I learned a long time ago is the way to ask for it if you want a full cup, because otherwise your foam goes down, and 10 minutes after you get the thing, if you haven't drank any, you only have 2/3 of a cup. So, but anyways, I ordered yesterday, got a drink for my daughter and a drink for myself, and get home and go to drink my drink and find out, geez, this thing has no caramel in it. What's the point of a caramel macchiato with no caramel? I mean, they have pricing tiers. I mean, if I just wanted a typical latte macchiato, and I say that, I mean, because that's, whether it's a cappuccino, a latte, whatever, it's the amount of coffee and the order in which the coffee goes in relation to the milk. I mean, adding caramel to it is, it's an addition, it's an additive. but normally additives cost more money. But essentially, if I wanted just a latte macchiato, then I probably would have had to pay a lot less for it. And but I paid full price for it. And this is like not the first time. This has happened like 6 times I think before that I can remember. Anyways, long story short is that I went in there saying, this has happened, and they always say, well, if we didn't make your drink right, we'll fix it. And it's like, okay. And they did themselves right. They gave me a new one, and they gave me two $4, we'll make it right the next time cards. So they made it right, but again, I went in there looking to make sure that they upheld their responsibility, and they did, which was really nice. Enough issues recently with people professionally and business-wise not upholding their responsibilities, that it's and the problem is that it affects people's lives, their quality of life, the safety of their lives. I guess that's the kind of thing that bothers me a bit, is that people kind of don't forget the human beings in all this stuff. People make excuses. They whatever. Take the parkway. Yes, I signaled. 2 separate signals. And watch this person. So people, they forget they forget the people in all this stuff, and they make excuses to probably help them go to sleep at night. Say, oh, I didn't do anything wrong, I was just doing my job. Well, sometimes your job is being a human being. I spoke with another friend this afternoon. I think just like a week ago, got out of the military. And one of the reasons they got out of the military was because a lack of support. Much like me, this person is transgender. And is kind of been fed up with lack of understanding, lack of progress in an institution that's supposed to be fighting for the human rights of people around the world. We can't even honor and protect those for people that are serving the country, which is kind of a travesty. Anyways, they're getting out of the military because of this. Like they, like me, they spend a lot of the time fighting and advocating for other trans military people and getting nowhere. And, you know, I guess in a worst case view, felt like they were going backwards because when the military says we're moving forwards and we're making things better and things don't get any better, then that actually makes you feel like we're going backwards. No advancement when there's supposed to be advancement, that's going backwards. Anyways, needless to say, it's disappointing. And if you consider things from the perspective that, you know, there was an apology by the government in November of 2017, apologizing for all of the stuff that the government had done, which is literally systemic discrimination on purpose against the LGBT community. And the fact that it's gone on and on and on and on. They apologized and provided compensation, and here's our Prime Minister saying, hey, we apologize. We're sorry. This will never happen again. And 3 years after a law was passed that protected transgender people, basically protecting gender identity and expression, the military has yet to actually implement anything which implements those protections. Back off. That's a problem. Because the government doesn't have to live up to its responsibilities. How do you get citizens and companies and whatever other institutions to live up to their obligations and responsibilities? Today is 1 year from the time I wrote the Minister of National Defense about this lack of progress. I even wrote our own Prime Minister saying, well, you promised, you apologized, you said, you know, it's your law, you're the one that passed the law, yet you haven't done anything about it. And I've got no response from either one of them. Haven't got a response from the minister in a year. Haven't got a response response from the Prime Minister in 6 months. And I understand that these are busy people. You know, these are smaller issues compared to, you know, the health and well-being of a nation. But if you're going to prioritize, you know, this is the human rights of a group of people that the nation has already stated have to be protected. His own government, you know, says you have to protect these people. It's the law. Yet that same government is not willing or does not put the effort into actually implementing it and protecting the people. You know, some people take on things even if it's not for their own benefit. I mean, I'll go back to like the first thing that I pointed out when I started this video. I'm hoping I actually included in my when I edit it, but I pointed at the sign that fell down. You know what? I didn't simply look at the sign and say, oh, too bad for those people in the left-hand lane. I don't have to worry about it. I'm turning into my condo. I could have just been a selfish bitch and said, I don't care. But I actually went so far as to do something about it, even though it didn't affect me directly. I went out and moved the friggin' sign. And, you know, I could have just gone and said, I called and left a message and that's okay. But you know what? I stayed on this, letting the company know, right up until I knew that somebody had heard and was going to do something about it, or said they were going to do something about it. And the thing is for me, that's important. And that's the thing is I'm going to keep sticking with this, with the Minister of National Defense and, you know, implementing, you know, protections for gender identity and expression in the military. I'm going to stay on it until I know something's been done. Even though I don't get anything out of it, even though I'm not in the military anymore, even though I'm not invested in it, it's the right thing to do. Why? Because I have privilege. I had privilege in the institution. And people like my other friend that called me, who just got out of the military, this person's like says like, nobody listens to us. It's hard to make any movement when you're, you know, a junior rank. You know, that's the lower, kind of like the lowest ranks in the military, the ones who actually do all the hard work, the ones on the front line, the ones that carry all the weight. You know, it's very hard for them to stand up to higher people in higher ranks and higher positions when they're doing wrong. Yes, they don't have the authority to challenge. But I guess my point is that at some point in time, people have to just, you know, whether it's painful to them, whether they don't like it, whether it's, you know, people have to do the right thing. Because it's the right thing to do. Like, I needed to get out today to kind of clear my head. It's always funny because I come out here to clear my head. You know, I've I said I like riding because it allows me to be in the moment, but I think I've mentioned, and again, I don't know what trips I've taken that are actually on, that I've uploaded and put on video. I don't know. I honestly don't know which ones I have, so I have no idea what you've heard and not heard versus what I've actually recorded. I mean, there's some trips that I've gone out, I come back, and the video is corrupt. But it says I like having, going out and clearing my mind and being in the moment. But the thing is also doing this, talking. It's kind of therapy. I'm getting it open and out. Like, maybe somebody listens. Maybe there's somebody out there that goes, "Oh shit, that sucks." Yeah, I'm sorry, Kat. Yeah, it's too bad. You and people are in those situations. I don't need to know that anybody is, but the fact is the information is out there, and the other thing is maybe one day it actually helps somebody else to see, oh, I never knew somebody else went through those struggles.